Every morning, he came to the same place, but never walked in. There was a man named Adam, 40 years old. Every morning, he would wake up at 6 o'clock, quietly drink his coffee, get dressed, and head out to the same place. A tall 10-story building. He would stand in front of it for minutes, not moving, not speaking, just raising his head upward and staring for a long time. A year ago, Adam was a completely different person. He had a big dream and a business idea he believed would change his life. He had spent months researching, sketching plans late into the night, and calculating risks. He poured everything he had into it: savings, time, energy, even friendships he barely had time for anymore. He rented a small office on the 10th floor of that tall building. He brought in second-hand furniture, a small coffee machine, and a single plant by the window. He printed flyers by hand and walked around the city, passing them to strangers with hopeful eyes. At first, things seemed promising. But then, the call slowed. Partners started backing out one by one. Clients stopped showing up. The bank started calling, asking about the dues. And within 1 week, it was all gone. He sold his car, closed the office, and let go of the project entirely. But his heart stayed on the 10th floor. Since that day, he began visiting the building every morning. Why? No one knew. Even he didn't have a clear answer. Maybe he was searching for the courage to go in again. Or maybe he was just hurting from the memory. Then one day, as he stood there like always, a small child approached him. The boy said, "Do you come here a lot?" Adam looked at him and smiled gently. "Yes, I come almost every day." The boy said, "Why don't you go up? There's a rooftop up there. The view is really nice." Adam chuckled softly, then said, "I used to be up there, but I fell, and I don't want to make the same mistake again." The boy tilted his head and said, "So if someone falls off a bike, they never ride it again?" Adam fell silent. The child spoke with such simplicity, but his words struck deep. Adam said, "Sometimes when you fall, you're not afraid of the fall itself, but of starting again." The boy calmly replied, "But the one who starts again is the only one who might actually get somewhere." 2 days later, on a quiet morning, Adam came to the same building. He stood in front of it, like he always did. But this time, he didn't hesitate. He greeted the receptionist and said quietly, "I'd like to use the stairs, please." He began to climb. Step, then another, then paused. He wasn't running, and he didn't have a new plan. But he carried something completely different, a desire to try again. He stopped at the first floor, sat on the stairs, took a deep breath, smiled, then stood up and continued. He wasn't thinking about the 10th floor. He was thinking only of the next step. Staying in the same place, that's the real end. Those who have the courage to take the first step after failure, they're the ones who don't need to reach the top to prove anything. What matters is that they didn't stay at the bottom. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, leave a like and subscribe for more.